Bro.
Well, maybe I shouldn't say the Retro Bros, because retrodooley is on the other side of this.
That's right. We are the Super Retro Bros, though.
So is retrodooley then the Wario of the Retro Bros?
Yeah, maybe.
The usurper here. Stream just about a second ahead, not that big a deal in 1-1.
Alright, retrodooley off to an early lead. He gets it's just 1-1, but I mean, so far. Looks like they... Oh, no, retrodooley didn't get the power-up. Well, that's why he was faster.
That's part of it. I think Dash had a little bit of a hold-up in the underground, but the power-up certainly taking more of the time.
Yep.
And here we go.
Yep. Retrodooley kicks the shell. Dash is just going to use the fireballs. Does a little bit of a slowdown.
To kick the shell, but there goes all that power-up time.
Right. So Dash is going to have to wait a second here to avoid a 6. And he does.
Retro, I think... I'm not sure if he waited a second or if he just has an interesting stair climb there. But he had to hold up at the end.
I wonder, because I think he had a 56? I don't remember, I didn't... But yeah, I agree that if you're gonna be wasting time in the underground just to avoid dying, you might as well be spending that time getting the mushroom.
True.
But, you know, I guess it just depends what you've learned, I guess, because he's just doing the traditional 1-3 mushroom.
Yeah, some of it is definitely not wanting to change your strats too much, and so you're used to one thing, so you stick to it. Yeah. Although in this case, Dash...
Oh, I see. He's going to... Yeah. Looks like retrodooley's thinking about the small fire. I guess that was a little hint earlier. He did have it.
Yeah, he had it out.
Okay, here's...
And... Nice.
Oh, and he gets the setup. Very nice. Very nice.
Nice.
With the signature kind of Gumby slide.
Shoutouts to Gumby.
Yeah, you know, thinking about it as an adult, that was totally just so they didn't have to animate him moving. Just have him slide on one foot so we don't have to animate like a walk cycle on him.
I never really thought about it.
It's kind of, you know, it's kind of why Yogi Bear had a tie. So that his head could be on a separate cell. Or whatever, you know. He'd be easily, more easily animated. Anyway, Dash has a pretty good 2-1, and retrodooley quickly grabs his power-ups, and he's got the small fire.
Yep. Both of them going with the fire strats. I like it. I like making this race easier by carrying fire around. Good job for both of them in 2-1-2, because it's one of the it's probably the most awkward level of the first 4 worlds. Of course, now they get to take a swim.
Yeah, and, okay, Dash gets through the choke point. There's one pretty,
yeah, that
pretty tough choke point in the beginning, yeah. You can kind of get, like, a cheap and a blooper in there at the same time. That's pretty rough.
Yeah.
You really benefit a lot from small fire in this level.
Yeah, I was gonna say, Dooley both slipping through that choke point you were mentioning earlier because he was small. And actually showing off there, the top of Fire Mario does not have a hitbox, shooting a cheap point blank over his head with it.
Yeah, it's really a useful thing you can do, and it benefits you a lot in 2-3 as well, where a lot of the cheaps are coming from overhead. It's kind of tricky to use it though effectively, but it's definitely a weapon you have.
It's a crowd
kind of how well can you use it.
So because chat's asking about it, I guess we should talk about it for a moment, because 2-3 is the stage you hold right. Small Fire Mario is brought about by this little glitch where if you have a power-up against Bowser and you touch the axe at the same time you get hit by Bowser, the game puts you in this interesting power-up state where Mario is physically large, but in terms of like actual damage-taking abilities, small. So Mushroom just toggles the state from there, and then the flower comes out while you're small. And, well, that's what retrodooley has done. So is the
Yeah,
hitbox and the breaking ability of small Mario, but the firepower to go with it.
Yeah, basically it seems like the game registers that Mario has taken damage and then actually makes him small like a frame later. So if you complete the level and get hit on the same frame, the game registers you got hit but doesn't have time to actually make you small. But it knows that, okay, you have little Mario, so we're gonna give you a mushroom and it's gonna reverse you. So you'll start the next level as big, but the game thinks you're small, basically.
Programming tricks. Oh no!
Oh! And Dash gets hit on the stairs.
Those Koopa's hitboxes are terrible on the stairs. Retrodooley getting a bouncing fireball there over a Goomba spawns the Piranha Plant and deals with it. But oh my goodness, 3-1 please.
So Retrodooley will keep small fire. Even when he gets hit, he'll go back to the large Mario, which is actually like small Mario, the Biggie Smalls Mario. And he can, get another mushroom to become small Mario again, and then get fire again. But if he loses a life, then he will lose the setup.
Yep, he would have to pull that trick off again, which is, at that point, wasting... Well, really, it loses time over other strats in the first place, but it is so much fun.
Yeah, it's really only viable to get a really good time with small fire, just because the first opportunity is the first Bowser, and then there's 2 quick power-ups in the next level, and like the other worlds don't really offer that again. Definitely not 2 power-ups that close together.
Definitely.
You can refire up right away in 2-1. Yeah. One of the levels with 4 power-ups.
So Dash here has reclaimed the Fire Mario status. Dooley is trying his best to catch up. Has fallen a little bit behind here, though.
Dash is jumping under. He's going to slow down a little bit. That Bowser always hits your fireballs with his fireball. He's so good. He's fighting fire with fire, I guess.
The dodges are real.
Yeah, you can pretty much always go under that first Podoboo, but then you've kind of got to take these carefully.
Yeah, 3-4 is still just an annoying level. Retro is through, Bowser down.
So Dash remains a little bit ahead here. He'll probably be... He won't be a full 4-1 ahead. Nope, no siree. He's about at the second power-up. Retrodooley loves the slide, the Gumby slide.
So that's a flagpole at about 39. This is kind of the hold right level, so I would expect Dooley to get there at about the same time. I like what chat's saying about this being retroception. And 56 roughly, so about a 16, 17 second difference. I can do math, seriously.
Alright, I know Dash, he's gonna go low. He's a low strat guy. We love 4-2. This level is so well designed, you just gotta have fun in it.
Nice.
He does. We'll see what Retrodooley does.
Retro
He's also going bottom, nice. He's a little, I don't know, maybe a little rougher start.
Yeah, he bumped against a lot of blocks there, and he's not going for the wrong warp, so it's not something he really is wanting to do. So probably a frame rule or 2 lost there to Dash through that stage. Of course, I say that, and Dash himself bumps into a mushroom block, so...
Yeah, this level can be pretty tricky not to bonk or press left at all in. There's a few particular jumps that can be a little tricky. And those 2 Koopas in the beginning. Retrodooley gonna slow down a little bit, and Dash does the bonk strategy. You can either do that. The opening to this castle is a little different than the others. You need to make a quick reaction, or you'll run right into the lava. Yeah. We'll see if Retrodooley buffers a jump, or if he just kind of runs down quick and jumps off the step, like you do in 8-4.
Oh, Dash got a really nice pattern there.
Oh yeah.
Dooley here going up to the top of the maze like you're supposed to. Yeah, this is one of the levels I like have a specific setup. I'm like, keep in mind, just always walk at the start of this level, but you can do the run setup either way. Just don't fall in the lava. Ooh,
Yeah,
Retro.
yep.
Dooley making that jump. He was patiently waiting for the moment to strike and still got the fire kill.
So both players are gonna start 5-1 with fire, which is good. There's no power-ups in 5-1, and you have to get through kind of the opening gauntlet of 5-2 before you have a chance. Well, I guess there is a mushroom early on in 5-1. I just never.
Yeah, there's
There
that
is one.
mushroom. There's the mushroom in the beginning of 5-2, but that's kind of more of a.
I was trying to remember all the power-ups I completely ignore in this game, and I couldn't remember them all, probably because I completely ignore them most of the time. But that was one I could not remember. There's not many. The one in 6-3. That's
6-3 is a power up nobody gets.
yeah, I do not. That's one I will never get. And that one in 5-1. You just gotta get moving.
Dash is about a stage ahead of Dooley now. At least the running through it part of it. Certainly the fanfare is still in the way.
Both people having both runners here having a good race thus far.
Yeah.
No real costly mistakes.
Okay.
Ooh, and that yeah.
The
was a bit
Bills
of
of
a fight.
questionable intent, giving Dash a little bit of fun here in 5-3.
Yeah, Dash and I were we were playing yesterday, and I said that I'm starting to get more used to these 5-3 builds. They don't really bother me that much anymore. And ever since I said that, I've been getting plenty bothered. So I just shouldn't
That's how
have.
it works out.
Shouldn't have went
Dash
there.
waiting by the retro flower to get that not the retro flower, the royal flower.
Yeah, the Mr. Good Bar. The Good Bar.
Good kill from Dash.
And he keeps his power up through another Woiled.
Only the one hit for Dash. Actually, the one hit for both runners when you get down to it. Dooley's, of course, was intentional, but
Yeah, Dash did some weird jumps there that
that one was
slowed him
not.
down
I'm
a little
sorry.
bit. Okay, Retro Dooley is gonna.
Small big Mario here.
Oh jeez. Oh, I didn't. Oh, and there it is. He was in a world of hurt right there.
That is not what he wanted to do.
So I'm guessing he won't go for the setup again. I
think
mean,
he
there
went-
are two power-ups in 6-1. Okay, let's see how Dash fares in 6-2 here.
Dooley had a little bit of a delay there. I thought maybe he was going for the power up, but he was probably just setting up the pattern. Barely gets under Bowser.
And so he slows down a tiny bit there and a tiny bit there, but really only 2 spots he slowed down at all in that level. It's pretty good. And not much of a slowdown.
Dash getting through 6-2 with a 37, so that's pretty good. I think 43 is the fastest number on the clock.
Yep, exactly. So about 42 is really the optimal time you can finish with. And 37 is pretty nice. And the first real mistake from Dash, he bonks on that power up that we never get. I used to say that particular jump was the thing that made me the most nervous in runs. This particular jump right here, yeah.
Yeah, and he needs to not get tilted from that.
Yep, exactly. I think he'll be able to calm down and deliver. But...
Breathe, Dash, breathe.
Yep. It can be very troublesome for that to happen to you like that.
The worst thing about this, honestly, is 6-4 has a really bad room to be Small Mario in.
Yeah, I imagine he'll take. He got a 3-2, but I'm sure.
Yeah, Retro Dooley gets the star in 6-2 to finish up the rest of the level. A lot of people forget where that star is. It's very nice if you're not comfortable going through the rest of the level without a power-up. Also, you can get the music glitch there. We didn't have his game sound on, but, try it at home.
I don't know anything about modern games. Not even as modern as Shovel Knight. As retro, I guess, as that game is now.
Nice Bowser dodge there from Dash. I have to remember which retro is which.
Dash slides under the Bowser. Now he's only about 1 level ahead of
Yeah,
Retro
it's
Dooley.
World 6 not treating either of the runners very nicely here. Dooley did have to slow down at the end of 6-3. He did it very well, though. Did not get that firework. Nice hammer kill from Dash.
Yep, that was very nice. You kind of have to do those earlier than I like when you're Big Mario. Oh, and gets an. He should jump up and bop.
Yeah, he should be bopping that one because now he's got too much in here.
Yeah, I don't know what he was exactly.
He's got to get out of here. Meanwhile, Dooley has cleared 6-4.
Yep, he's gaining ground on him.
I really thought Dash just got 6 fireworks.
Oh, I did not see.
That 5, that must have been the first frame there was a 5 on the screen.
Sometimes, I swear, sometimes it ticks over after you grab the axe. It looks like it's.
I feel like it did.
Yeah. Retro Dooley not having the ideal 7-1 either. Dash is probably crouched.
There it
It
is.
looked like he got pretty close.
He's got to watch these bullets. Meanwhile, Dash here.
Ooh!
Just Big Mario in this level, and Dooley
oh, an
gets hit at
enemy on the stairs. Why are they putting enemies on stairs in these games?
So this is probably the place here at this Reef of Grief, where if you've got Big Mario, sometimes you want to just power through. That mushroom's not buying you much. You might as well take the hit.
Not to interrupt you, but that was beautiful AI manipulation from Dash.
Yeah, those bloopers sometimes you can figure out.
You just gotta give
which
him a
way
quick
they're gonna...
little. It's something that he's been talking about recently, and
Yeah.
I haven't gotten it down as much as that, but it looked really good right there.
Many times
Just give him
you
a little
can
move.
just figure out which way the bloopers are gonna juke, and you can just manipulate them that way. Dash is gonna stop and get this power up.
Yeah,
I don't know how he made that dodge. Dooley
Yeah.
has taken his hit with the mushroom in 7-2. Past the reef, oh my goodness. He has a clear ending here, but Dash is already through 7-3. 7-4, not a level you expect to have too much trouble with. I'm gonna knock on the wood here. That is my desk.
Okay, so
'Cause I
Dash
don't want to curse
still
this
on two
maze.
Marios. Looks like he's starting to move and groove again. Retro Dooley still in this though. Retro Dooley has been he's been really persevering through this, and
Yeah,
he's only a little
Dooley
bit behind the whole time. He's staying right in the game.
He's not giving Dash any time to rest. Dash does keep big through 7-4, so if he can keep that all the way through to 8-2, he'll get a Fire Flower early instead of having to collect it in 8-3 if that's what he wants to do.
Yeah, and that can be a big difference maker. You don't have to try to react or deal with any Hammer Bro shenanigans. You can just kind of fireball right through them. Retro Dooley entering the maze. The maze. He's got to have crib notes or something. He didn't even hesitate.
Ooh, nice. Got the forward jumping Bowser, recognized it, and ran right underneath him.
Yeah, 342 for Retro Dooley, and nice. Dash is just gonna wait on that. He says, "Let's just make sure we make it."
192 in the longest level in the game. 200's optimal, so anything in the 190s is good, especially without fire.
Yeah, okay, and he gets the fast jump up the stairs. And here he gets his chance for the Fire Flower.
Feeling nervous for Dash yet?
No, I think he can make it here.
Looks good.
Oh, we were talking about this!
Yeah.
He's just going for the despawn. He's just not gonna mess with those coops. He's saying, not today. And he's just gonna take the despawn. Oh, that looked like it was about
scary
to tick down to a 6. Okay, and Retro Dooley makes it through 8-1 with a 181 it looked like, so he took it a little safer than Dash did, but he made it through as well. That's the worst level to die in. It's the longest level.
Yeah. I'm just glad that Dash at the end of 8-2, when he was stomping that Paracoopa, stayed on the block. It's way too easy sometimes to, get that stomp and go flying off the edge. Just gets that shot off on the Hammer Brother on the top there.
Okay,
Retro
one bro
gets
left.
Retro is shrooming up in 8-2, but Dash is through 8-3.
And Retro does the despawn. They're both doing it. Interesting. That is interesting. I never would have guessed to see two players do that.
I mean, the despawn is a solid strat if you're not comfortable.
Yeah,
with those
you know what?
hoops.
It's a lot faster. Seeing it in action doesn't take as long as I was thinking it would. Okay, let's see
Most
if
of the
Dash
time
gets
you waste in it is
two-frame
in
jump here.
the screen transitions more than anything. Nice pipe
Yeah,
jump.
and Dash nails the pipe jump. He's putting on a solid and he gets the freaky noise.
Yep. Not even wanting to wait for that wrong warp, just using his firepower. Still slightly slower, but not that bad. Oof, close going to that fire bar.
Yeah.
He's taking some risks here, but he's going fast while he's doing it.
It looks like he's in the final room now. Yep,
Dooley is clearing 8-3.
This was a close race, but looks like Dash finishes with about a 20-58. So a
yeah,
nice
that
up
one
21
stage
from Dash.
held up the whole time.
Yeah, he had a bit of trouble in it was 6-3.
6-3, he had a couple of deaths. Retro Dooley also, though, had the 5-4 death and had to power up again. So let's see. Let's let Dooley wrap up his race here, because I'm pretty sure he's going to clear 8-4 at this point.
Yeah, he's getting to the end here.
Again.
He put together a solid race, and he's got an interesting style. He does a lot of buffers out of pipes and stuff.
I mean, whatever gets you through to the end consistently and quickly is what you want to see.
It's flashy. He's a showman. He's a real showman.
All right, Retro.
Yeah, it's always a good race. You can always feel good when you both finish in 8-4 together.
Getting the fire kill on Bowser just because he's earned it.
And it looks like a 22-04 for Retro Dooley. So yeah, that was close.
It was good. That was good.
I have been surprised at how close these races have been. There've been a lot of cliffhangers, and well, I guess not a cliffhanger, but
I mean, it's always suspense in a race like this, because it's your job as the underdog is to basically stay close the whole time and force whoever's in the lead to not make a mistake and just keep going. And Dooley certainly did that. Unfortunately, I think Dooley just collectively over the course of the entire race just had a few more bumps into walls, took things a little safer in a few more places, and that kind of produced this lead that we see. And speaking of the lead, it belonged to Dash Retro, who I think is right here.
That's me.
Yeah, congratulations, Dash. You managed to come out ahead in the retro showdown.
The retroception, as chat was calling it.
Oh, dude, that 6-3 really got me nervous.
I was cheering for you there.
Yeah, we were saying that. Yeah, this is one of those times where you just kind of gotta focus and just know that even though you just died twice, you know how to do the level, and you just gotta do it now and not worry about those last two lives.
Exactly. Yep. Exactly.
And you had enough of a lead at that point to where he made it. From what I recall, you were about 2 levels ahead, and he made up about a level there.
Okay. Yeah, I had no idea if I was ahead or behind. My World 1 was kind of slow, so I just kind of figured that I was a little behind after World 1. And then my World 2 and 3 were like really good, and so at that point I was thinking, okay, if he made a mistake, I'm probably back ahead now.
Yeah, you pretty much from about 1-2 and then by 2-4, 3-1 onward, you had about a 1-stage lead. You had built up the second stage when Dooley took his death in 5-4 and gave him the stage back in 6-3. But other than that, it was pretty clean from both sides.
Yeah, it really shaped up after 6-3. I got hit a couple of other times. There was some other weird stuff, but nothing that was really catastrophic. I mean, 6-3 was a catastrophe, and nothing else was quite that bad.
I think you got trolled by the 3-1 stairs as well, right?
Oh yeah, that was the first time I got hit.
The 3-1 stairs.
Yeah, what makes me feel good about that is that I know that the commentators understand that, and that they're gonna have my back on that.
The enemies on the stairs. It happened to retrodooley as well. Not in the same level, but what is that 7-1 with the Buzzy Beetle?
Oh,
at
with
the
the
end?
beetle, yeah.
7-1. I don't think he got controlled by the stairs in the same way.
Oh, it wasn't
though.
that one? Okay.
Retro jumped into the beetle from below, and Dash jumped over the Koopa and got stared. And let me actually grab Retro here.
Oh, speaking of 7-1, I had that spot where I slowed down for the Hammer Bros, and then they did the switcheroo on me, and I had to wait for the second one.
Why didn't you just kill the one that jumped up, dude?
I don't know, I was panicking!
Yeah, you didn't jump up and bop, and we're going, he's gotta jump and bop, and then you got blasted by a bullet bill.
I panicked!
Well, that one panic aside, it was a good race.
Yeah,
it was a good race. It was a good race with the panic. That added.
Yeah,
ups and downs, peaks and
last
valleys.
thing to note about like panicking and stuff was that this time I got my firepower back in 8-2, and I was just like, you know what? I'm going in the pipe. I'm gonna go in the pipe, get rid of those Koopas, because I felt like if I were behind, what I really needed was a good 8-3. So I just went in the pipe, got rid of those Koopas, make sure I had firepower for 8-3.
Interestingly enough, retrodooley also went in the pipe.
Oh.
And looks like we have retrodooley in here. Hello, retrodooley. Congratulations on a good time and a good race.
Yeah, you know what? I don't know. Something happened. My finger locked up around 5-2. That's why I like stopped for a bit. My left pinky was going numb, but no excuses though. Their racer won. Yeah, that was pretty close.
It was close. It was a very.
I think 5-4 kind of like sealed the deal though. I mean, you know, try to pass up all the power-ups as I could, but you know, I think he had the same mindset I did, like, you know, going on the pipe at 8-2 and get rid of the Koopas, and you know, 7-1 just wasn't my. The world 6 and 7 wrecked our lives, man. Like.
Yeah, there was some trouble in 6. Were you watching the restream? Did you see where Dash was?
I was listening to the commentary. I was actually I was going to listen to the restream, but I'm like, you know what? Yeah, you know, might as well have some commentary going, you know.
Sure.
But I mean, the thing is with the restream is that I think actually, he typed in done like a minute before the like right when we got to 8-4. So as soon as I saw it done, I'm like, well, at least I tried. I mean.
Yeah, well,
no, you did good. You stuck with it the whole race. I think we missed the lockup in 5-2, but otherwise you were there like step for step.
Right, it was a great race. Basically, you know, there's 2 racers, and you want to have a close race and a good race, and we had that here, and one person has to finish slower than the other one, and that's
I just wish my pinky didn't fall asleep, but like I said, that happens a lot to me. I didn't even play that much today, so I'm surprised that happened. I think what it was, like, it's definitely nerves, because, you know, in the chat room, you have, like, you know, maybe, like, 50, most people have, like, you know, 50 to 100. You know, you got a viewer, like, you know, you got, like, over 500 viewers watching at once. It kind of, like, gets to you after a bit. And you try to cancel it, but it's, like, you know, the nerves that shoot right through your body.
Yeah, I do tend to get pretty nervous before my races as well.
Yeah, same here.
At a big stage like this, you know. I mean, it's one thing to like have 20 people watch 2 people race just for the heck of it, but you know, when you have like a big like platform like this with like, you know, all eyes on you, you know, watching like your every move. You know, I mean, I like to keep it clean, keep it friendly, and you know, keep it so that way I give people something to talk about, you know.
Yeah, well, you can you can hold your head high, because you did that here. We had a good. You brought a good race, and you got far in the tournament.
Yeah, well, you know, just more practice, I guess. I just got to get more exposed to tournaments. I actually entered in the Kirby tournament in a couple months, so hopefully I'll get more exposure that way.
Yeah,
the Nightmare in Dreamland tournament that's coming up in not too many months from now, I think.
No, April. So I'm trying to see if there's any more SMB 3 randomizers, things like that. I think the thing is I'm not so used to having so many people watching me, and it's just the nerves are just they're just there constantly.
Yeah, that's part of the reason that I don't have the chat or the restream up or anything, and I isolate myself to just me and Mario,
Yeah, I think I should have done that, but you know what? I was worried there wasn't going to be any commentary, so I'm like, you know what? Let's give him something to talk about. So Dash Retro. Hopefully we'll definitely race again soon. Thank you for a great race, and looks like after all 30 years of playing this game, I still got a lot to learn about frame rules and stuff. So
it's incredible. I've said it a bunch. This game is underrated. Like, people don't know just how much there is to this game. It's so good.
It is good. I mean, there's so many different frame rules. Like, how much faster do you beat the game? Cosmic beat it in 1902. I'm sure there's another way to beat it faster. So, it's always out there. There's always gonna be that one glitch or that one 420 blazer or that one wall jump that's gonna make or break everything.
Yeah, so thank you for a good race as well. It was fun, and I'll race you again.
Right to Retromania, man.
Yeah.
All right, well, thanks, guys.
Thank you so much.
Yep,
thanks everybody. For a great race, and hope to keep seeing you guys coming out here. Retro Dooley, good luck in that Kirby tournament, and whatever else you decide to play. Just best of luck in everything. Dash, same to you, and good luck against Sin. Oh, go ahead.
I would like to thank Goofy Chocobo for referring me to this race. I would also like to thank Rupert T for putting this together, Fiesel and everyone else. Dash Retro for a great race, and it's been a great couple months. So keep on going, guys.
Yeah. And thanks to Speed Gaming for their part in the restreaming and all that, too.
Exactly. All right, guys. Have a good night, all right?
Thanks, everybody.
Yep, you too. Yep. Yeah, big shout-outs to everyone who makes all this stuff happen.
Yep, and thank you, Flex Retro, for coming in for commentary.
Yep, thanks, Mr. Cab. And we've got, let's see. Oh, yeah, so Dash is moving on to Mr. Not Mr. Mr. Sin.
Mr. Sin.
That's right.
Perhaps my new favorite name of a racer in this tournament. Well, yeah, that will be coming up soon enough. Not tonight, I'm sure, but sometime in the near future. I know I saw Sin here in the chat watching, doing some scouting, so...
Yeah, I know that they probably will be allowed to do that race this week if they so choose. So maybe we'll see that. Maybe they'll set that up.
Oh, Retro Sin, I'm sorry.
Oh! Alright, and let's see the... what do we have for tomorrow? Let me just look at the... right here. Looks like tomorrow we've got One Chuck Attacks versus Quite Super Mario.
Ooh.
Alright, that's going to be at
against
2
Ben,
PM.
Mario 3 against Mario World.
Yeah, there's a couple of the Mario All-Stars racers still in the race. So Quite Super Mario representing the All-Stars version.
Quite Super Mario, kind of helped organize one of the last Mario World communities that we had over the winter. Mario World tournaments, I should say. So he's a big name there. When Chuck Attacks has been a Mario 3 legend for a while now. So both of them, representing the rest of the Mario series. But one will move on.
Yeah. So that'll be a good one. We've also got Rupert versus Horstad, which is a winner's bracket match still.
I still have a few of those.
That's right. Yeah. So that's Horstad's been really putting in good races, and Rupert's just such a veteran that he'll have a solid performance as well. So
both of them kind of veterans. Horstad just more of a Mario 3 veteran. Rupert,
yeah, I've seen his Mario 3.
All of the Rupert does a lot of all 3 Warpless kind of runs, or at least he used to do that.
Yeah, he has the
no stranger to any of these.
Yeah, all 3, all 4, all 5. Kind of plays all the 2D Marios, really.
Just all of them.
I think he has the all 5 Warpless record, world record. Rupert. I want to say.
I wouldn't doubt it.
No, I feel like I have to check it because I said. Anyway, and then there's one more race there's still a Retro Bob. Okay, I was making sure I was looking at the right day. Retro Bob. So if you guys haven't had your fill of Retro, there's one more tomorrow. Retro Bob is gonna take on Raikou Rider, another one of the players on the All Stars version.
Raikou Rider, I believe he also played. Was his SGDQ run of the Lost Levels also on the SNES cart? God, I was in that race and I don't even remember.
I think so. I think it was, yeah.
And Retro Bob.
I believe so. It makes it would make a lot of sense.
Yeah. Our literal retro Bob, another of the Mario World crew going in this tournament, but he's also played enough Mario 1. He was at a GDQ with it, so.
Rupert's world record is all 5 100%.
Nice.
So, clearly knows all 5 Mario games. Anyway, those are going to be three real bangers. We're looking forward to it for tomorrow, so it's going to be good.
All right. I think
thanks everyone for tuning in. And there's plenty more Mario madness to come, so we're just getting settled in.
Just stick around on the Speed Gaming network of channels here. Lots of tournament action all night, all day. And, yeah.
All right. Everyone have a good night. And we'll see you next time here in the Mushroom Kingdom.
Have a good night.